In the video before my last one, I talked about the entire outreach process that I'm doing, and in my last video I talked about the emotional part from the outreach process, what I'm feeling and what's normal to feel when doing cold outreach, the rejections, accepting all of that. And I left out one part, which is actually showing you what I'm doing on my laptop, showing you the Excel with the DMs, how the lead scraper actually looks, and just showing you how the entire process comes up on my laptop. So stay for the rest of the video to see that. Before I start, if you don't know who I am, I'm Alex, a 17-year-old entrepreneur, and I started my web design agency 8 months ago, started learning WordPress and Elementor, and got my first free client, a salon in Bucharest, and I eventually got paid $80 for it. And afterwards I discovered Claude Code and started building websites with that, and then got my second client and my first paying client. I got paid $350 by an interior design business, and now I'm searching for my third one. So I'll let you get back to the video and find out what actually means to do this outreach process. The first thing I want to show you is the lead scraper, because that's where everything starts from. I'm gonna show you the app I built with Claude Code that I can run outside of Claude without consuming any tokens. I'll put now the screen recording with how it actually looks. I have here the API key from Apify, which is a tool outside of Claude, and everything that actually connects to Instagram, and you can hit here test button to see if the API is connected. Then you have here the filter for followers, so the minimum followers and the maximum followers the accounts can be in, and here you have the amount of leads to generate. In this part I have a section where I can add the Excels I've already worked with, so I don't get the same leads as before. And here it's the hashtag section where I can put any hashtags I want to find, like what different businesses I want to target, like photographers, interior design businesses, cleaning services, or salons, or whatever I want. I have here a list of 56, and then I just hit run and it generates me an Excel with the number of leads I've put there, and then I just go manually and check their external link, like the link they have in their bio, to see what website they have, if it's a good one, if it's a bad one, or if they just don't have one. And after that I make some personal notes in the Excel with what I saw and what's worth noting for Claude to know when it gets to the next step, which is actually writing the DMs and analyzing their Instagram page. And that's actually what I'm gonna be talking next, the skill I built with Claude Code to actually write the messages for the businesses. Now on the screen you have the entire skill instructions that I have for Claude to follow when writing the DMs. I'll just scroll through it. If you wanna check it out, I can also put it in the description maybe, but it's really tailored to my voice and it's Romanian obviously, so it's not gonna be that helpful to see it actually what it's written there. You just have to catch the principle of it, like what's the big picture of this skill. So if you don't want to read the entire thing, I'll just tell you what it does basically. First of all, it checks if there is created a column for the hook post link, which would be the link that Claude will put for the post he's referring to for the compliment in the DM. It checks if it's already created. If not, it creates a column specifically for that. Afterwards, based on what I noted in the Excel and what he finds on their website, if the business has any website, it writes the bad parts of their website or what a good website would look like. And also it goes to the business Instagram and checks a couple of posts, finds the best one and visually analyzes, and also the caption, it looks at it, and based on those it makes a compliment, which would be the hook of the DM, the part where you actually show you looked onto their account and it's not some automated message. So I'll show you obviously how the messages actually look in the Excel. But now afterwards, after it builds the hook of the message, then the observation about their current website or if they just don't have one, and then it tells what a good website would do for them, and then just a call to action if they are open to talk about it or something like that, and that's it. Now I'm gonna present you what's actually in the Excel I'm working on currently. I can't read you the DMs like Claude Code wrote them because they're in Romanian, so probably you won't understand them. I will just go through a few of those to show you again the structure I'm following. I won't translate it word for word. So I have here hi and then the compliment Claude Code made about a certain post from them, and afterwards, yeah, just the compliment telling them that they don't have a website and only a Facebook link. Afterwards, what a good website would do for them, what would that mean actually, and then a few examples on my profile here, and then are you open to talk about it, and that's it. That's the entire message. I didn't want the messages to be too long because it would be overwhelming for them, and this is just the perfect length, I think. Let's just go to another one. For example, this one is for a coffee shop. The previous one was for a photographer. This one was a post about a type of coffee that they are selling, and here again the compliment. And then I said, Claude Code said that I checked the website and they lose the personality from Instagram. It doesn't send the same message as the Instagram posts. And then a good website would look like one that would share their story and send more of their energy from their Instagram or something like that. And then again the call to action if they would be open to talk about it, and that's it. And this is basically what I'm doing for every business that I'm contacting. It's a little bit different on each one, like the type of compliments, the type of observation on their website, but that's it. I think it's enough for you to understand what actual structure I'm following, and I gave you some examples, so it's the best I can do for now. I will walk you through a little bit through the columns I actually have in the Excel. First one, there is the Claude flag, which is the order of priority of the lead, like if they are in a really urgent need of a website, or if they might not even need a website. This is what tells me if it's a good lead or a decent lead or whatever. Then other ways to contact them: if I get an automated message back from them when sending the initial cold DM, if they reply automated with an email address or phone number, it's here to put and contact them later. Then here the status, which would be if I sent it, I followed up, or what answered I got maybe. Then the hook post link column that I talked about earlier. Then the DM draft column where the actual messages are wrote. The notes column that I also talked about, where I note down what I noticed about their website or their business in general. Then the external URL that's put here by the lead scraper with what it finds in the bio of the accounts. Then here the follower count, the full name of the account, input URL, which is the business's Instagram link, joined recently to tell me if they are a new account, and that's it. The last column, it's useless because it's the same one as the input URL, and that's it. Now let's get to the actual analyzing of the DMs to show you the structure I'm following. And now to get to the final part, which is actually showing you the messages sent on Instagram, I'm gonna start by showing you the Instagram account for the agency. If you want, drop a follow. So I made a couple posts by now with the salon, with some demo projects, some basic web design carousels, and another project, the interior design one that I've talked about. And here you can see all the messages I've sent. There are a lot really. I'm just gonna click through some of them that actually got an answer. I think I've reached 200 DMs sent, or at least I'm close to that. It's nowhere near the amount I'm planning to do, like at least 500 DMs until I actually have good feedback about what I'm doing. Like, if after 500 DMs I notice that something is working or something is not working, I can tell if I should continue doing it or not. Like, it's a good enough amount to tell you if you are doing something good or something bad. I don't know where I left it off, but my grandmother had some issues. She wasn't feeling well, and I had to go urgently to her place to check her out. So I also have to do some other things regarding that, so I can't continue filming this today. I don't know if I'll film the rest of it in another day or something. I had some other things to say, but not really important. Just businesses saying that they are not interested in a website. They think their website is fine in the current state. Conversations that went further, but also ended up leaving me on scene or just ghosting me. It's part of the process, like I talked in my previous video. Let's end it for today. I hope you enjoyed what I filmed today. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also leave a comment if you wanna ask me something, and I will see you in the next one.